Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into something really quite unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mailani hunting lodge. We've pulled together some accounts, some findings about its deeply disturbing history and the alleged paranormal stuff going on there.
Oh, right. Mailani Lodge. That place has quite the reputation.
Exactly. So we're going to try and unpack what makes this spot so uniquely terrifying.
Well, it starts way back 1911, built by a Colonel Reginald Thorne.
Thorn, right. And he wasn't just a hunter, was he? He was obsessed with taxidermy.
Obsessed, maybe putting it mildly. His methods were horrific. The accounts say he actually tortured animals before preserving them
Tortured them?
to get more lifelike poses, apparently.
Right.
More realistic expressions of agony, essentially. It's pretty
Deeply messed up. How many animals are we talking about?
over 200 mounted pieces in the lodge. And the stories attached, tigers apparently starved, so they'd have this final snarl.
Oh, God.
A leopard supposedly skinned while still alive.
Stop. Okay, that's enough.
And a sloth bear forced into these, brutal fights. The cruelty involved is just hard to grasp.
And this darkness, it didn't just, stop when the animals died, did it?
Doesn't seem like it. The story goes that on the grand opening night, people heard things.
Heard what?
Growls, whimpers, coming from the mounted animals.
That was taxidermy. Seriously.
That's the account. And then, that same night, Thorne himself is found dead, strangled,
Strangled? How?
with his own hunting ropes, believe it or not.
Wow. So instant ghost story, basically.
Pretty much. The lodge was abandoned right away. But even empty, people felt. Watched, like this unease just soaked into the walls.
What could cause that? Immediately.
Well, fast forward a bit. 1987, a wildlife photographer, Arjun Mehra, actually went inside.
Into the abandoned lodge. Okay, brave guy.
Or maybe foolish. His findings are, they're part of the legend now. His photos show the animals move.
Moved how? Like, fallen over.
Yeah, subtly.
Yeah.
A tiger's head tilted just slightly differently between photos. A leopard's paw raised a tiny bit more.
That's creepy. Just
Yeah.
decay, maybe, settling.
Maybe. But then there's the sloth bear. His photos show some kind of dark fluid weeping from its glass eyes.
Weeping from glass eyes. How is that even possible?
Good question. It gets weirder, though.
Of course it does.
Mehra also had audio equipment. He recorded distinct tiger growls inside the lodge.
But there are no live tigers.
None anywhere near the place. And then there's this whisper he caught on tape. Chilling.
What did it say?
It sounds like a child's voice. It says, he made us play dead. We're getting better at it.
Okay, nope, that's terrifying. Getting better at it.
Yeah. But the thing that finally made Mehra run, he found fresh blood
Where?
on the teeth of the taxidermy tiger.
Fresh blood. That's impossible. There has to be some explanation, right?
Well, conventional explanations definitely struggle with that one. And it sort of leads into the next discovery.
Which was?
In Colonel Thorne's old study, someone found a ledger. The last page was unusual.
How so?
It was apparently scrawled in blood.
Blood again. Seriously.
That's the report. And it had these rules written down.
Rules for what? Surviving the lodge.
Seems like it. Things like, do not touch the animals. They bite now.
They bite now. The stuffed ones.
Apparently. Also, if you hear growling, close your eyes. And never stay past midnight. Pretty stock warnings.
Desperate warnings, it sounds like. What else did it say?
Underneath the rules, there was this final note. It read, I was wrong. The eyes are still alive in there. God help me. They blink.
Okay, that's pure horror movie stuff. Who signed it?
Colonel Thorne.
Thorne. But he was dead by then, right? Found strangled opening night.
Exactly. But the date on that entry was the day after he died.
Wait, what? That makes no sense. How is that possible?
That's one of the core mysteries, isn't it? That impossible detail that just adds another layer of wrongness to the whole place.
Definitely. So this brings us closer to the present. Have people stayed away since then?
Not everyone. In 2015, a team of paranormal investigators decided to do a proper stakeout.
Oh boy, how did that go?
About as well as you'd expect, frankly.
Yeah.
They set up for 72 hours, cameras, audio recorders, the whole deal.
And they got something.
Oh, yeah. Their cameras caught the sloth bear's head turning, like a full 180 degrees on its own.
You're kidding? On camera?
Verified on their footage. They also saw claw marks appearing spontaneously on the walls, fresh sap oozing out.
Sap? From the walls?
Yeah, like the wood itself was bleeding. And their audio gear started picking up growls.
Like Mara heard.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But these growls sounded like distorted versions of their own voices.
Okay, that is profoundly disturbing, mimicking them.
Yeah. But the absolute climax,
Wow.
the thing that really cemented the lodge's reputation,
What happened?
all their equipment simultaneously recorded the big taxidermy tiger stepping down off its pedestal.
Just stepping off, like walking.
The footage apparently shows it taking a step forward. And then, bam, all feeds cut out, static.
And the investigators.
They were found the next morning, alive, thankfully.
Oh, good. So they could tell people what happened.
Well, that's the thing. They were live, but mute.
Mute.
All of them.
Every single one. Medical examinations show their vocal cords were shredded, completely destroyed. Nobody knows. The only communication they could manage was writing the same phrase over and over in their notebooks.
What did it say?
They're learning how to hunt again.
Learning how to hunt again? Oh, my God. What does that even mean? The taxidermy.
That's the terrifying implication, isn't it? Which kind of brings us to the epilogue phase of this story, more recent reports.
There's more. An epilogue.
Yeah, things rangers patrolling near the lodge have noted. They report hearing animal screams from inside.
Just random animal screams.
No, that's the creepy part. They only ever hear screams corresponding to the species mounted inside the lodge. Tiger screams, leopard screams, bear screams. Nothing else.
So it's targeted. Specific.
Seems that way. And then there's the Black Panther display.
What about it?
Apparently the glass case shatters almost every single night. Rangers find it broken in the morning.
So vandalism. You'd think so, but here's the kicker. The taxidermy panther inside. It's always back on its stand, completely untouched, perfectly positioned. The case is shattered outwards, but the panther is fine.
How is that happening? Night after night.
Nobody can explain it. It just resets.
Yeah.
And speaking of things changing,
Yeah.
there's supposedly a new entry in that blood-scrawled ledger.
A new one. What does it say?
Just 5 words. We will have new skins soon.
New skins. Oh, that's ominous. Like they want replacements or additions. What can that imply?
It implies something is escalating, perhaps. Something is hungry. And there's one final detail from the epilogue, from those recent ranger reports.
Okay, I'm almost afraid to ask.
They found paw prints outside the lodge. Fresh ones.
Okay. Animals roam there, right?
Yes, but these prints lead away from the lodge.
Away. So something came out.
That's the unsettling suggestion. If those investigators were right, if they're learning how to hunt again, what exactly is leaving those prints?
You mean something wearing one of those skins?
It's a horrifying thought to leave people with, isn't it? What could be walking around out there wearing its skin again?
Absolutely chilling. Unbelievable. Now, through all these accounts, these terrifying experiences, have any kind of rules for survival emerged? Like practical advice almost.
It seems so. More like folklore passed down from the sheer terror, maybe? But yes, there are definite do's and don'ts associated with the lodge now.
Right, the do's and don'ts. What are they?
Well, the do's are quite specific. One is to bring raw meat.
Raw meat, like an offering, to distract them.
Perhaps. Appeasement, maybe? Another suggestion is to wear your clothing backward.
Backward? Why?
The idea might be to confuse whatever entities are there, to make yourself harder to see properly. It's guesswork, really.
Okay. What else?
And whispering shanti, shanti, it means peace in Hindi. Like a plea for calm, maybe. Trying to soothe the spirits.
Right, trying anything to pacify whatever's in there. So those are the do's. What about the don'ts? What should you absolutely avoid?
These feel even more critical somehow. First, don't shine a flashlight directly on the animals.
Why not? Does it provoke them?
That's the belief. Like it draws their attention, angers them. Second, never, ever say Colonel Thorne's name aloud inside the lodge.
Saying his name summons him? Or angers the animals more?
The story suggests it. Attracts his tormented presence, perhaps. Or maybe reminds the animals of their suffering. Either way, bad idea.
Got it. No flashlights on them, no Thorne's name, anything else.
Yes, and this one is particularly strange. Don't look at your reflection in their glass eyes.
Don't look in their eyes. Why? What happens?
The implication is terrifying. It's as if they see your reflection, they see you, maybe they can trap you somehow or mark you. It's deeply unsettling.
Definitely. So avoid their gaze. These do's and don'ts, they paint a picture of a place you have to navigate with extreme caution, almost like a ritual.
Exactly. Not just a haunted house, but a place with active, dangerous rules. And breaking them could have dire consequences based on these accounts.
Especially if that final report is true about something leaving paw prints away from the lodge.
Precisely. If something is now hunting outside, the rules might apply beyond the walls soon. It leaves you wondering, what's next?